Welcome to Ethereum Cat Herders meeting 68. I'm Pooja Ranjan and I have shared the agenda in chat. For people watching on YouTube, you may find the agenda in the description section of this YouTube uh, meeting notes. So before we get into agenda, we have one new member joining in on the call today, George. So George, if you would like to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. My name's George. I'm a full stack blockchain developer working on Solidity and doing a lot of dApps and getting more into the protocol level as well. So, yeah, excited to get more involved with cat herders and the entire Ethereum ecosystem as a whole.
Thank you so much, George. Excited to have you. Sorry, I think I promised to introduce you to William. Unfortunately, he could not join the call today, but I'm sure he's going to hear this recording and we'll get in touch with you. But thank you anyway for joining us today. So let's get into agenda for today. And the first item here is Altair upgrade. Altair is the first Beacon chain upgrade, which we are expecting very soon. It is already activated on a testnet, Piermont and Prater. And we are expecting the mainnet upgrade on October 27th, about a month from now. The epoch number is 74240. And we are expecting this somewhere around 10:56 UTC. Yeah, that's the estimated time. Let's see. The team tried to get a palindromic epoch like 74247, but because of some technical reasons, we could not get that as the first upgrade epoch, and the finalized epoch is 74240. Users running validators node may expect the client release for mainnet for Altair this week. And there would be an Ethereum Foundation blog post coming out as public announcement, and we could expect that somewhere on October 4th. So that's all about Altair upgrade. People who are running nodes, please plan to update your Beacon chain client in the first week of October. Moving on, the next item on the agenda is the ECH updates. We have few people looking after different tasks, and in this section, we try to get updates from people like what they did in the past 2 weeks. And let's start from ECH website updating. Unfortunately, I do not see anyone on the call for this, but I think I have some updates on that side. In the past 2 weeks, we worked to close a handful of open issues. The noticeable changes are now the .html from the address bar has been removed from most of the pages. We updated some EIP resources pages and added links to resources such as Workle tree, March, EIP 3675, the consensus upgrade proposal, and other bug fixings were done. We are looking to add more information on the March side. So if you have any resource if you're aware of any resource that you would think would be useful for people to follow along, you can just create an issue on the GitHub repository for the ECH website, and the website support team will be picking it up from there and add that to our resources. That's on the ECH website. I know we have a few technical people also. If you are comfortable, you can simply create a pull request as well. And if not, you can drop us an email at support@ethereumcatherders.com. Going on to ECH engineering, Alita is looking after the ECH engineering task, and you can find the issue added to PM repository. Other than that, mostly what we worked on was working on EIP bot, fixing up some of the arguments for bots so we can move the proposals to the right statuses. I'm going to talk about it in the later part. About cat blazers, I don't see William on the call, so we can skip this for this time. Moving on to EIP Insight. So as I was mentioning, the bot, they have made a lot of pull requests to move EIPs which were not having a much interaction. They were not active for a while, over 6-month period of time. So we have over 80 EIPs moving to stagnant status, which is not good, but we'd like to review these proposals later on. For now, the idea is to clear up the statuses. We want to provide users with the right proposals, which are actually a standard and that can be used in different projects. So we are trying to move proposals to the right statuses. I have started this monthly bulletin on EIP Insights. The link is provided in the agenda. And according to this, so far in the month of September, we have 9 new proposals coming up. There is one change is like one proposal was moved from networking category to the core category. And there are many other proposals which move their statuses. All the details are available in this EIP Insight. Next one is a PEEP and EAP. We are going to have one PEEP and EAP meeting today that is scheduled for beacon chain metrics and benchmarking with Leo and Paritosh. That is scheduled at 18:30 UTC. I would like to invite people with more ideas or more topics that they would like to hear in PEEP and EAP. We'll try to get authors and developers and researchers working on the topic to make that information available for you. It looks like I'm just talking. So if anyone has anything else to add on these like the updates, feel free to jump in. The last one here is a meeting notes. And we have Allcode meeting 122 available. That is merged, I believe. For consensus meeting 73 and EIP meeting 41, we would be expecting the notes going up very soon. That's all from the ECH update side. I see someone joining in. Alita Moore from the ECH engineering. Alita, I don't know if you would like to talk about it. I just have provided an overview of some of the work that you are working on bot. If there is anything specific you would like to mention.
No, I mean, it's just kind of a continued work. Moving forward, I think my primary focus, I mean, at this point, hopefully the stagnant bot is done for a while. So my primary focus is going to be implementing some easy features and fixing bugs before the next meeting on the main EIP bot auto merger.
Right, that sounds good. Yeah, I see that over 85 proposals. I think 88 EIPs have been moved to stagnant. Some of them may be, revived to other statuses later on, but we'll look into that in the coming weeks. But I think the bot did a great job moving them to stagnant. So we have a clear picture of what are the active proposals now. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, of course.
Moving on to the next item on the agenda, it's about new ideas and brainstorming. So in the past 2 weeks, I had a few one-to-one meeting with new people joining in. And one of them, of course, is George, who has joined today, and he will be documenting the notes for today's meeting. Thank you, George. I had another meeting with Alchemy NFT team. It's about NFT for EIP authors. So we were just discussing about how we can incentivize EIP authors to pursue with their proposals if they think that it is good for Ethereum to become a standard, so other projects can use that. We were just discussing about some ideas that can motivate, and one of those were, how about providing EIP authors who finishes their EIP as like in final status with some kind of NFT or some kind of reward or some kind of tip. I don't know. I'm just sharing what we discussed the other time. So I find this thing like this was inspired by EdCon conference that happened, I think a few days ago. The team from the Alchemy NFT, they actually provided an autographed NFT to every speaker, which is also added to virtual event board. It was just a simple gesture of appreciation and people to know that these people were the participants of EdCon speaker. So we were thinking if something similar can be done for EIP authors, we can add some tip. I mean, as low as 0.05 at maybe to, just cover the transaction cost of minting that NFT or something like that. Or if we would like to get more, we can have some Gitcoin grant or some separate ideas. That is something to be decided later on, but I'll be curious to hear thoughts of participants on this call. What do they think, if they have any other suggestion to, encourage EIP authors to move their proposals to final status?
Sounds like a good idea. Just NFT, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, like I mentioned that this is like in very early stages of discussion, and I would like to discuss with a few more people. I have calls this week to talk more about it, and maybe I'll try to get some volunteers here who are good, like we did for London Upgrade. I know we had this community contributor and who worked for minting of the NFTs for London Upgrade and distribution and all. So if anyone is interested in like volunteering for this job or look after working with a team, please reach out to me. We have this very interesting comment on the chat. I don't know. Would you like to speak for yourself, Joshua? If you have a microphone, of course. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna read the text here. So it says that I like the idea to play devil's advocate. We might want to worry about having the right incentives. We don't want people pushing half-hearted EIPs to get NFTs. Of course, that is something that needs to be taken care of. And we have like good editors here who are doing their job diligently. And we are so proud that in this month, we have worked a lot. I mean, if you look the EIP inside, you'll realize that a lot of work has been put into and more proposals are getting shaped. So yes, we just want to incentivize, and of course, we'll take care of the standard, must meet the standards of Ethereum blockchain. Thank you for your comment. And for people listening this call, I just want to mention that this section I have added in bi-weekly cat herders meeting, just to invite people to come and share more thoughts. And if there is any initiative that you think you would like to do for Ethereum ecosystem and you might want some support from cat herders, please reach out to us on the ECH Discord. and we'll try to help you as much as possible. Moving on, the next section is events and hackathon. So in the past 2 weeks, there were quite a few blockchain events. I spoke at Meta Gamma Delta, introduced the cat herders, like the basics of what cat herders are and what do we do and where to reach out. Other than that, we spoke at Masari Mainnet conference, and there was this Wyoming hackathon. Edson Ayan from the cat herders was also in the New York in the Mainnet event. Thank you, Edson, for representing the cat herders there. I was participating virtually, but I'm happy to see that we inspired some of the people there. And we have some users joined in the cat herders Discord post that event. So thank you, new people, for joining in. I hope you will find a way to contribute. And if you have any questions or concerns or any suggestion for us that is going to be useful for a larger community, please share with us. In the coming weeks, there are quite a few hackathons planned. One is ETH Online, which is actually ongoing, and we expect it to be till October 15. There are a few more at Atlanta, starting from October 1st to October 3rd. It's just an event, and it's a good what we can say that people, we are going to have good speakers there. So follow the website. The link is provided in the agenda. There are a couple of more coming up. One is LIFCon. This is more closer to DevCon. And the other one, Hack CPS 4.0, it is organized by students from India. This is their first like student-led hackathon. If you are interested to participate, please check out the hashtag hackathon channel on Ethereum Cat Herders Discord. Moving on about the ECH funding, I want to thank all the 500 plus Gitcoin contributors. In this Q3 for 2021, we received contributions from 532 users. This was the highest participant so far in 2021. And in addition to that, there was an airdrop of Bright token. We received 508 Bright tokens. So thank you, Bright ID team. All right. We are very close to the end of the agenda. That is just to discuss and close the ECH GitHub issues and pull request. Just want to open this floor for now. Anyone, if they have anything to share or talk about. All right. So looking into the PM issues, we do not have any new issue. However, you can always follow what Ethereum Cat Herders engineering team are doing. We have an issue created for that. And if you would like to add some ideas, feel free to share with us. In the funding sections, there are some open issues. I'll try to close them this week. Moving on to the last item of the agenda, review of outstanding action items or decisions. So we don't have, okay, just one. All right. So yeah, I'm supposed to plan one more newcomers meeting to engage more participation. We have received quite a few new forms. Yet to reach out to those people. We'll try to plan one meeting coming Monday. I will send out the information for this new joiners meeting very soon. And Yeah, the other thing was like community building. I know Ken is already working on that, and yes, I'll be helping out with that too. So that's all about it for the cat herders updates. Yeah. Anyone has any final thoughts?
There are some open funding requests. Is that something that we're going to be doing soon, do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I mean, at least I will initiate it by today or tomorrow. I know a few people are on vacation, so it might take some time, but we'll try to get it done before the end of this week to, the second approval, because most of them are on vacation. Okay, yeah, so there is this another comment by Ken. Yes, we have to meet with the organizer of DeFiCon 2022. Okay, I'm going to talk to you offline about that. We can plan it like on this Friday or maybe coming Monday or the coming week, whatever works for you. We'll get it done too. Thank you for reminding, Ken. Yeah, so thank you all for joining us. I'm happy to see a few new faces here on the meeting today. And I hope to have listened to the new ideas and suggestions and people joining us. Thank you so much. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks, Pooja.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pooja.